Welcome back to the Taiwan Outlook. I'm your host, Raymond Wu. In this final segment of today's program, we're going to continue our discussions with Sandy and Xenia about this documentary that you have just completed, the Go Grand Riders, documentary. And the film is now in the final editing stage. You have a series of plans to have them, aired, local communities and also on campuses. And would you tell us a little bit about the plan of the premiere and also the intended purpose of making this documentary?
Okay.
Sandy?
We had a full premiere, and we also opened to a 50 group to apply for documentary presentation. But right now we have more than 100 group apply for this documentary presentation, and in every type in the premiere, there's a lot of people cry when the host asks the people, "Are you crying?" And people always say, "Yeah, it's so touched," and people cry a lot. And I think that changed their. People, there's a lot of people told to us that have changed their stereotype for the elderly people.
Their perspective.
Perspective to the elderly people. And there's the grand riders, their children or their grandchildren that said they are so proud of their grandparents or their parents. For taking part in this very meaningful activity. And how about you, Xenia? I mean, as a producer of this documentary, what's been your overall feeling? What's the comments that you've been getting from people who have seen the film so far?
In the beginning, we were very nervous to see how people react to our documentary.
Yes.
But I found that people, they laugh, they cry. So I think we may be encouraged that, they do to rethink the people, the elderly people's their role in their society. So I think in some way they will change a little bit their perspective toward the senior citizen. Some young people, they after finish, they just say, "Oh wow, I'm gonna call my grandparents."
Yes.
And they are so cute, they are so adorable, and I should stay with my grandparents more. So I think it's a positive reaction after the film. So I think it's a good, and we don't even thought that it would has this kind of effect. So that would be great if older people feel the same way. Yes.
And what are the plans that you mentioned at the very beginning that your company, your studio, is thinking of taking this documentary and to compete in international film festivities and things? What are your plans for that part of the project?
First of all, we have finished a short version of the documentary.
Short version meaning 12 minutes, 10 minutes?
We got 15 minutes. But the whole film is focused on the 13 days, the trip.
So the whole film itself.
But the whole film itself will focus on each Grand Rider's their story.
How long is the film?
Probably 90 minutes. But we haven't finished yet. So, but
you do have the shorter 15-minute version.
50 minutes.
Oh, 50.
Yes. And we hope that we can, by doing this film, to encourage no matter the senior citizen or the young people to dare to chase their dream. So we would like to deliver this kind of spirits
and the message.
The message around the world rather than just in Taiwan. So that's why we are planning to take part in the International Film Festival. To make the whole world to see it.
All right. And Sandy, you mentioned earlier that because of limited resources and manpower, Hondao Foundation is probably not going to be likely to do, such an activity on an annual basis. But you do have a lot of positive response, from this documentary, from this activity. What do you intend to build on it, based on the reaction, the positive reaction that you have received so far?
First, even though we won't have a Go Grand Rider activity, but we will still have design other activity like Dream Come True, and we encourage the youth. They can interview with their grandparents what about their dream, and let those youth to fulfill those dreams, or to help those senior citizens to fulfill their dream. Yeah, and also we have we design because there are 3,000 community care stations around the Taiwan, and so we have a champion for those stations, and because they in this station. In those stations, there's a lot of elderly people that when they're to dance or to have some exercise every day. So we want to invite them into this champion. They can show their talents, probably like dance or drama or maybe singing, and we just have champion this year, and we find those elderly people, they are very creative and they have a great talent. So we hope we can have this champion next year, or maybe every year.
But you're not planning on doing another documentary soon? For the future activities.
No.
Okay. How about you, Xenia? I mean, based on your experiences with Hondao this time on the Grand Rider project, does your company, your studio, plan on doing more projects in the future, or seeking projects that will deal with the senior citizen issue in Taiwan?
I think for doing a documentary, the process is very strenuous.
Of course.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I don't think we will.
But it's very meaningful.
Yes, it's meaningful.
It's probably not economically profitable, but I mean, there are bigger purposes in life than just profit.
Yes, actually, besides the Hongdao's documentary, we also do the documentary every summer about the burn child, because there are association they call the Burning Child Association.
Yes.
And they will held the summer camp every year. And so for those child who get burned, so
victims of burn.
Yes. So we record every year about their camp. So I think that would be a smaller project of doing some meaningful documentary, but that the scale is not so big.
Yes.
But I think for us, we all learned during those process.
Of course.
Yes.
And how about you, Sandy?
I think the elderly people's dream will never end. So
it shouldn't.
So does Hongdao. We will keep trying, working for the senior citizen in Taiwan and try to fulfill their dream.
I would suppose, for a private foundation on senior citizen welfare like Hondao, one of the major problems that you have is in regards to funding.
Yes.
I mean, you probably get majority part of your funding from private donations and also some from government subsidies. But is that enough? Or does it, sort of put, constraints on the kinds of activities that you want to do because you don't have enough funding?
Yeah, because for the society, for the public, most donors, they like to give the money to the children. Because when you see the children, you see the hope. But when you see the elderly people, the people will think, oh, well, there's hope for this. So it's hard for us to for resource mobilization. So we really want to educate or advocate about the elderly our aging society issue, to make more and more people to aware this problem, and they can put more effort to care about our elderly people. And we also hope the public can see the value of our elderly people. We believe every senior citizen, they have their value and they can do the thing more than we can imagine.
Okay. I want to thank the both of you for coming on to the Taiwan Outlook, and I understand this is probably your most profitable venture professionally, but I think the both of you are doing wonderful and very meaningful work in Taiwan, especially when we face with the aging population problem. I want to thank you both again for coming.
Thank you.
I want to thank you, at home for watching the Taiwan Outlook. I'll see you next time on Macro View Television. Thank you.